Welcome to Part 5 of our Retirement Benefits Training for Employers. In Part 5, we'll discuss retirement processes. In this presentation, we will look at ways we can assist members during the retirement process. We will also go over disability retirement, service retirement, and state optional retirement program distributions in detail. Finally, we will look at what changes can be made after retirement, how to make those changes, as well as issues concerning retired members who return to covered employment. Let's start with how you can assist members with the retirement process. Although your knowledge of the retirement process will be invaluable to your employees, PEBA has many resources that can help. We have comprehensive information available online that can be found in the SCRS and PORS member handbooks. Other useful resources include the Applying for Disability Retirement Form 6352 and Applying for Service Retirement Form 6302 member checklists, as well as the Manage Your Retirement Account with Member Access Flyer. You can also encourage your employees to review our Get Set for Retirement pre-retirement presentation, which is located on PEBA's website. Applying for retirement is easy. While paper applications are required for disability retirement, we encourage members applying for service retirement to use Member Access. It will walk the member step by step through the process, and members can upload any required documentation. As members prepare for retirement, it is important that they get an estimate of their retirement benefit. This can be done several ways. Member Access is a good option because it pulls the member's reported retirement data from our records, including his potential AFC. The member just needs to pick a retirement date. Members can run many benefit estimates as they consider various options. As an employer with EES Access, you can provide the member with a more detailed benefit estimate than he can get on Member Access by projecting quotas for possible future average final compensation, service credit, and estimate state and federal taxes. You can also include unused annual leave and sick leave in the estimate for Class 2 members. Estimates are just that, and not a guarantee of future benefit amounts. If a member is active in SCRS or PORS, he may designate or update beneficiaries in Member Access for a monthly retirement benefit or refund of contributions. If the member wishes to name an existing trust as his beneficiary, a paper application is necessary. Use Form 1113 Certification of Trust. Members should designate beneficiaries for the incidental death benefit as well, if the employer has elected that coverage. State ORP members need to designate beneficiaries, with the exception of incidental death benefit beneficiaries, directly with their chosen service provider. Now, let's discuss disability retirement. Becoming disabled does not automatically qualify a member for a disability retirement benefit. Members must file an application and go through the review process. To be eligible, members must be in service with a covered employer when they apply for disability retirement. In service means the member was on the payroll less than 1 year ago and has not yet retired, or for SCRS members have not been retired for more than 1 year. Class 2 members must have at least 5 years of earned service credit, and Class 3 members must have at least 8 years of earned service credit to be eligible for disability retirement benefits. The earned service requirements are waived if the disability was the result of a job-related injury. SCRS members must be approved for disability benefits from the Social Security Administration to receive disability retirement benefits from PEBA. The Social Security Administration generally requires that a member be incapable of performing any gainful employment to be approved. In other words, the member is fully disabled. Once retired, the member must provide PEBA with documentation of continued Social Security disability each year to continue receiving SCRS disability benefits. This is no longer required when the member reaches age 65. PORS members must be found permanently disabled from performing their job duties. The determination to approve or deny a disability retirement claim is made after a review by a medical board of 3 physicians. Social Security Administration approval is not required for PORS disability retirement approval. Generally, to be approved, the member must be permanently incapacitated from performing the duties of his particular job. That is, the member is unable to do the job for which they were hired and is not expected to be able to do so in the future. Annual re-examination may be required for PORS disability retirees for the first 5 years of retirement. Thereafter, a re-examination may be required every 3 years. The requirement ends once the member reaches age 55. The SCRS disability benefit is based on the member's AFC and service credit at retirement. The PORS disability benefit is based on the member's AFC at retirement and a projection of the member's service credit to age 55 or 25 years, whichever is less. For those approved for SCRS disability retirement, the effective date of retirement is either the Social Security disability onset date or the day following the member's termination date, whichever is later. Retroactive benefit payments are made back to the effective date of retirement. Please note that the Social Security onset date cannot be later than 1 year after the member's termination date. The PORS disability retirement effective date is either 30 days from the day PEBA receives the member's application or the day following the member's last day on payroll, whichever is later. To apply for disability, PEBA must receive the application within 1 year of the member's termination date. PEBA strongly urges SCRS members not to wait until they are approved for Social Security disability benefits before applying with PEBA. Employers may submit a disability retirement application for the member if the member is unable to do so in a timely manner. However, employers may not select a payment plan option or designate beneficiaries. The member must complete these steps. In urgent cases, a disability application may be faxed to PEBA at 803-740-1354. The member must still submit a signed application and select a payment plan option as well as designate beneficiaries. Members may apply for both service and disability retirement when eligible. If approved for disability retirement, the member will receive the disability benefit amount if it is higher than the service retirement amount. If denied, the member will simply continue to receive the service retirement benefit amount. To apply for SCRS disability retirement, complete Form 6151S, SCRS application for disability retirement, along with the withholding certificate for monthly benefit payment, Form 7202, and the direct deposit authorization, Form 7204. PORS disability retirement applicants will need to complete Form 6151P, PRS application for disability retirement, and Form 7202 and 7204. Additionally, post-disability retirement applicants must complete Form 6251, Members Disability Report, and Form 6255, Authorization for Release of Information. Employers of disability retirement applicants must also complete Form 6253, Employer's Disability Employment Status Report, and for PRS applicants, Form 6354, Employer's Description of Disability Applicant's Job. Once PIBA receives an application from one of your employees, you will receive an EES task list notification that requires a certification of employee's retirement date and a final payroll certification. SCRS and PORS offer three different payment options at retirement. The option is chosen by the member. Let's briefly go over each of the options. Payment option A is the maximum benefit option. This option will pay the retiree a monthly benefit for the rest of their life. Should the retiree predecease their beneficiary, the benefit ends. However, the beneficiary will receive any remaining contributions not paid to the retiree. Option B is a 100% joint retiree survivor benefit. With this option, the retired member receives a reduced lifetime monthly benefit, which allows for a lifetime monthly benefit for their beneficiary at the same reduced amount should the retiree predecease them. A beneficiary named for this payment option must be a living person. Monthly benefits cannot be paid to an estate or other entity. In the case of multiple beneficiaries, the 100% survivor benefit payment would be divided equally among them. Option C also provides a lifetime monthly reduced benefit, which allows for a lifetime monthly benefit for the retired member's beneficiary. Under this option, the monthly survivorship benefit is equal to 50% of the member's reduced benefit. The member's beneficiary under option C must be a living person, as is the case under option B. Monthly benefits cannot be paid to an estate or other entity. Should the member designate multiple beneficiaries, the 50% survivor benefit payment would be divided equally among them. Members choosing option B may not designate a sole beneficiary who is more than 10 years younger than themselves as calculated under the Internal Revenue Code formula unless the beneficiary is a spouse. A member may, however, designate multiple beneficiaries without age restrictions. This age restriction does not apply to disability retirees. Now, let's discuss service retirement. If the member is a Class II member of SCRS, they must have at least 5 years of earned service to be eligible for service retirement. For a normal unreduced benefit, they must have 28 or more years of service or be age 65 or older. Early retirement options are also available and allow members to retire before normal retirement eligibility but with a reduced benefit. If the member is at least 60 years old, they may retire. The benefit will be reduced by 5% for each year retirement precedes their 65th birthday. Another early retirement option is for members age 55 or older with at least 25 years of service. In this scenario, the benefit would be reduced by 4% for each year of service less than 28. Early retirement benefit reductions are permanent. To be eligible for Class 3 SCRS service retirement, a member must have no less than 8 years of earned service. For a normal, unreduced benefit, they must meet the Rule of 90 or be age 65 or older. The Rule of 90 is met when the member's age plus their years of service equal at least 90. Early retirement is also an option for Class 3 members. If the member is at least 60 years old, they may retire. The benefit will be permanently reduced by 5% for each year the member's retirement precedes their 65th birthday. Again, early retirement benefit reductions are permanent. Class 2 PORS members must have at least 5 years of earned service and either have 25 or more years of total service or be age 55 or older to retire. There are no early retirement options for PORS members. Class 3 members of PORS need at least 8 years of earned service and must either have 27 or more years of total service or be age 55 or older to qualify for service retirement. Again, there are no early retirement options for PORS members. The monthly service retirement benefit for SCRS and PORS members is determined by a formula that includes the member's AFC, their years of service credit, which includes years earned and years purchased if applicable, and a benefit multiplier as set by state statute. The AFC for Class 2 members includes the 12 highest consecutive quarters of earnable compensation divided by 3. Termination pay for no more than 45 days of unused annual leave at retirement is added to the sum of the 12 quarters before dividing. Up to 90 days of unused sick leave at retirement, if applicable, can also be added to the member's total years of service credit. The AFC for Class 3 members includes the 20 highest consecutive quarters of earnable compensation divided by 5. Unused annual leave payouts are not included in Class 3 member AFC calculations, and unused sick leave is not added to the member's total years of service credit. To determine the maximum monthly benefit, multiply the AFC by 1.82% if the employee is a SCRS member, or by 2.14% if the employee is a PORS member. Then multiply the result by the total years of service credit. Finally, divide the result by 12 to calculate the gross monthly retirement benefit. This amount will be decreased by any applicable early retirement and joint retiree survivor payment plan reductions. Let's look at an example where an SCRS Class 2 member's AFC is $30,000 and he has 28 years of service credit. Multiply the AFC by 1.82%, which equals $546. Multiply $546 by 28 years of service, which equals $15,288. Finally, divide $15,288 by 12 for a gross monthly benefit of $1,274. For a PORS Class 2 member with 25 years of service credit and a $30,000 AFC, multiply $30,000 by 2.14%. Then multiply $642 by 25 years of service, which equals $16,050. Finally, divide $16,050 by 12 for a gross monthly benefit of $1,337.50. Again, it is important to note that this amount will be decreased by any applicable early retirement and joint retiree survivor payment option reductions. The monthly benefit calculation for Class 3 members uses the same formula as that for Class 2 members. The only difference in these examples is that the total years of service credit is higher. The benefit is also subject to early retirement and joint retiree survivor payment option reductions when applicable. All members must complete an application to start receiving their benefit. Retirement is not automatic. Members may apply no earlier than 6 months prior to their date of retirement, but no later than 90 days afterward. Of course, it is better to apply sooner rather than later so that everything is in order when your employee leaves active employment. Please make sure your retiring member knows that all service purchase must be paid in full before they retire. You should also encourage your employees not to terminate employment until they receive an official notice from PEBA of their retirement eligibility. Applying is easy. Members can apply through Member Access, and we want you to encourage your employees to do so. They can also download a paper application and other required forms and mail them to PEBA. These include Form 6101S, SCRS application for service retirement for SCRS members, and Form 6101P, PORS application for service retirement for PORS members, Form 7202 withholding certificate for monthly benefit payments for tax withholdings, and Form 7204 direct deposit authorization for electronic payment setup are also required. The paper forms may take longer to process, so members should allow additional time for paper applications. Besides the forms, PEBA requires the following documentation: a copy of the member's birth certificate or other proof of birth, passport or marriage license, for example, copy of member's driver's license or state-issued ID, and proof of birth for members' beneficiaries if a survivorship payment option is chosen. If applying online, these documents can be uploaded. Otherwise, they should be sent in with the paper forms. As the employer, you play an important role in the retirement process. Once PEBA receives a retirement application from one of your employees, you will receive an EES task notification requesting certification of the member's date of retirement and final payroll information. For a member to retire, there must be a termination or separation date. The final payroll data must not be estimated or projected. It must be actual. For this reason, it cannot be submitted prior to the member's date of retirement. Please refer to the Service Retirement Employer Checklist to guide you through the process. Just like with disability retirement, SCRS and PORS offer 3 different payment options at service retirement. Let's go over each of the options once more. Payment option A is the maximum benefit option. This option will pay the retiree a monthly benefit for the rest of their life. Option B is a 100% joint retiree survivor benefit. With this option, the retired member receives a reduced lifetime monthly benefit, which allows for a lifetime monthly benefit for their beneficiary at the same reduced amount should the retiree predecease them. Option C also provides a lifetime monthly reduced benefit, which allows for a lifetime monthly benefit for the retired member's beneficiary. Under this option, the monthly survivorship benefit is equal to 50% of the member's reduced benefit. As a reminder, members choosing option B may not designate a sole beneficiary who is more than 10 years younger than themselves as calculated under the IRS formula, unless the beneficiary is a spouse. A member may, however, designate multiple beneficiaries without age restrictions. A qualified domestic relations order, or QDRO, is a court order giving a former spouse a portion of a member's retirement benefits. A QDRO must provide for how benefits are to be divided for all applicable distribution scenarios, including the member's retirement, refund of contributions upon termination, or death. A divorce decree is not a QDRO. A QDRO is a separate order that is specifically directed to the member's retirement plan and must be approved by PIBA. A model QDRO and relevant guidelines are available on our publication's webpage. Next, let's discuss state ORP distributions. State ORP participants are eligible to receive distributions from their account upon separation from all covered service or after reaching age 59 and a half. They can take a lump sum distribution, make periodic withdrawals, or purchase an annuity product with the balance. If they take a distribution before age 59 and a half as a result of separation from covered employment, the funds can be rolled over, either all or a part of the balance, into another eligible retirement plan account or IRA. Any funds paid directly to the member may be subject to state and federal taxes. A penalty for early withdrawal may also be assessed. Please encourage your members to consult a tax professional before taking a distribution. A member is not obligated to move his balance upon separation from covered employment or retirement. Periodic withdrawals can be made. Any earning from an account balance accumulate tax deferred. However, the participant's balance may fluctuate as a result of the value of his chosen investment options. No withdrawals of any kind, however, is required until age 72. At that time, the IRS requires annual minimum distributions. Now, let's discuss changes that can occur after retirement. If all the member's beneficiaries predecease him and he chose payment option B or C at retirement, the benefit reverts to the maximum payment option, option A. The change is effective the month following the death of the last beneficiary. The member must notify PIBA of any beneficiary death. By statute, a member may change his payment option and beneficiaries if he has a change in marital status. The member has 5 years from the qualifying event to make any changes. Regardless of how many qualifying events occur, only 2 payment option changes are allowed. Option A retirees can change their beneficiaries at any time. The same is true of a member who reverts to option A. Incidental death benefit beneficiaries can be changed at any time as well. Such changes should be made on Form 7201, Retired Member Change of Beneficiary Form. Any changes to a state ORP participant's account must be made through the selected service provider. These changes include changes in distribution frequency, if receiving installment distributions, beneficiary changes, and changes to address and contact information. Finally, let's discuss returning to covered employment. If an SCRS or a PORS member decides to return to covered employment after retirement for a participating employer, there are several important rules they should be aware of before they return to work. First, the retiree must have a bona fide termination of employment in order to retire. They must also remain separated from covered employment for no less than 30 consecutive calendar days after retirement. Next, working retirees must pay contributions at the same rate as active members. Working retirees do not receive additional service credit for these contributions. Finally, retirees who return to covered employment with an employer that adheres to state personnel policies will be exempt from the state employee grievance procedures and will be an at-will employee. Another thing retirees will want to consider before returning to covered employment is the $10,000 earnings limitation. This limitation does not mean that working retirees cannot earn more than $10,000. It means that upon earning this amount, their retirement benefit will be suspended for the remainder of the calendar year. Their monthly retirement benefit will be reinstated the following January or at termination of employment, whichever occurs first. There are a few exceptions to the working retiree earnings limitation. SCRS members who retire after age 62 and PORS members who retire after age 57 are exempt from the earnings limitation. Members who retired prior to January 2nd, 2013 are also exempt. Teachers who meet the critical needs exemption as determined by the South Carolina Department of Education are exempt, as well as certain appointed or elected officials. Additionally, certain PORS retirees who return to work as critical needs resource officers may also be exempt. Those receiving disability retirement benefits are subject to a calendar year earnings limitation for any public or private gainful employment. This limitation stays in place until age 65 for SCRS disability retirees and age 55 for PORS disability retirees. Each February, a letter is sent from PEBA indicating how much may be earned for that year. If annual earnings from a covered employer are equal to or greater than the member's inflation-adjusted AFC, the disability benefit ends and the retiree returns to active membership. Upon reaching age 65 for SCRS disability retirees or age 55 for PORS disability retirees, members are subject to the same earnings limitation as service retirees as detailed in the previous slides. SCRS disability retirees who return to work must also establish continued approval of Social Security disability benefits. Employment that causes the loss of Social Security disability benefits will also cause the loss of SCRS benefits. As an employer, you play an important role in helping to ensure that return-to-work retirees conform to the statutory requirements that must be met for a retiree to be hired. This includes reporting the return-to-work date to PEBA when hiring a retired member. This can be done through EES through the Employed Retirees Return-to-Work Date Entry option, and should be done immediately upon hiring a retiree. If the retiree has not met the mandatory 30-day separation, you will receive an error message. Earnings limitations are also tracked through return-to-work data. If the employer does not enter the return-to-work data in a timely manner and the member receives a benefit payment erroneously, the employer is responsible for reimbursing PEBA for any benefits paid in error. A return-to-work retiree can choose to return to active membership if they are employed in covered employment for 48 consecutive months and earn no less than 75% of their AFC at retirement. Returning to active membership will, of course, end all retirement benefit payments. Any member considering this option should contact PIVA for more information.